Hello, my owl pals. It's Friday, and I just want to talk. Waiting for someone to get on here so I can have a little chat just to see what's going on, see how everybody is with all the craziness in this world. And I don't know why I'm singing it, but it's just what I do. Just waiting to see who pops in. Impromptu afternoon with Al. It's what I do. A little earlier than usual. I usually wait till later. And Melissa Harris is first. Hello, Melissa. How are you doing? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Hope everybody's doing all right. Casey Scott's popping into the house, to the Hizzy house. How you doing, Casey Scott? Decided just to pop on this afternoon, see how everybody was doing. Spend a little time chatting and see how everybody's doing in a world gone mad with disease and outrage and everything else that's going on. Melissa, it's hot as hell. Yeah, it's been pretty hot here the last few days. I don't know how hot it is right now, but I'm sitting here with my air conditioner on, nice and comfortable. Yeah, it's almost 90 here where I'm at. So luckily my AC's holding up. Knock wood, knocking the wood there, and just trying to stay on the cool side. Being a large man, it's not really good with me when it's hot and humid. I become very, very bad. The paragon of positivity turns into an absolute mess of sweat and tears and aggravation. Owen Lister, how's it going? What's up with the Al and the Al Pals? Nothing much. Like I said, it's Friday. I just decided to kind of come out and see how everybody was doing, talk about whatever you guys wanted to talk about, maybe run down a few things that are going to be happening. Of course, as most of you know, there is a new Professor Geek Facebook page. And if you haven't joined already, please do. If you're a member of Facebook, and even if you're not, if you are, join it. If you're not, sign up for Facebook, and you can set those privacy things to not bug you. And I know a lot of people don't like Facebook, and one of them is just popped on here now. How you doing, Santa Graver? I'm Santa Graver. Why do I do this? Why do I do this to you? Well, I'm not doing it to you. I just this is when I do it. This is it's my thing. Everybody has their thing. The professor pops on, does his stick at night, and it's a well-established fact. I can pop on any time in the afternoon with one of my afternoons with Hal, and I just happened to pick today, and it was quiet. I'm comfortable in my air conditioner. There's really nothing on television outside of the normal schlock that's on. But I hear but and I try to stay away from all the world exploding kind of news. I catch the basics, and that's about it. Beyond that, I try to I try to stay away from it. I catch the general gist, and otherwise I put on my headphones during the news and just watch a movie. Or right now I'm watching this really cool series. I have to tell Fan Man about it. It's called On the Trail of UFOs by the company Small Town Monsters. And it's really good at just kind of investigation into a little bit of the history of UFOs and how, what things are going on today. And I really like that stuff. And I'm really glad he did. I really did not know he was into that kind of stuff until I really it just kind of came up organically, and it's like, cool, Fan Man likes the weird news too. Liz Harris, Big Al, did I hear Netflix is ruining Cowboy Bebop? I heard they're doing a live version of it. I don't know anything beyond that, so I'll wait to see. I'll wait to see what happens with it. You know me, I don't. I'm not going to call foul until I see it, or unless I see so much evidence to call it ahead of time, like with The Batman, with Matt Reeves' film, what they're doing. That Batmobile, that thing's hideous. It's. I have seen better looking uh, dirt track cars. If anybody knows dirt track racing, those things that are like put together with baling wire or prayer, and it's just a hideous design. I just don't dig it. Casey Scott, you have an hour before work. Sweet, caught you just in time. You just hang around for a little bit. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go. Let's just kind of play it by ear until my either voice gives out or just nobody has anything more to say. Melissa, you like ghost shows? Yeah, I like ghost shows too. I haven't really seen too many ghost shows recently. I kind of flutter in and out. I get into a Bigfoot kick, and then a UFO kick, then a ghost kick, and then I kind of do a little mishmash. Right now, I'm kind of on a UFO kick for some reason. Maybe it was because the Pentagon released all that really sweet information about actually the government admitting that there are things they don't know or can't explain. I think that's pretty big, and it's pretty ballsy of our government. I admire that. It gives me hope that there's mysteries left in the world that I've always admired, like I said, like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Yeti, all the different creatures and cryptids that are floating around this country, supposedly. Here in Maryland, we have Chessie, who is a Chesapeake Bay sea monster, who is supposed to be like a giant, big serpent type thing. Probably a big oarfish or something, but still, it's kind of cool. Say all the Owen Lister, I say ignore the news altogether. They're fear mongers. They care more for ratings than actual news. I agree with you. They will play up every bad little news bit to get people come back. It's the proverbial clickbait. The original clickbait, as it were, coming up tonight at 7:00 news, and then it's some outrageous, sensationalized story that you just can't help but check into. Melissa Harris, they plan to tone down Faye Valentine and Spike's love interest. I never really, on. If I remember correctly, there was a flirtation, but there was never really a big love interest. He had the other kind of thing going with the woman in his past, I believe. But like I said, I'll wait and see. They're toning down Faye's clothes in the Netflix show, saying no real woman would wear her clothes. Yeah, that's sad. I forget who they have playing it. I believe she is a very attractive woman. As long as she's still kind of sexy, if they don't butcher up or make her a tomboy, I'll be okay. As long as she's a woman and still's got some curves, I'll be happy. But we'll see what they have. Owen Lister, the new Batmobile actually makes the Tumbler from Nolan series look better, though I like the Batpod more. Yeah, the Tumbler is. Yeah, I had mixed feelings about the Tumbler. It wasn't the Batmobile; it was a tank. It was very reminiscent of the tank from Dark Knight Returns, which is what, of course, everybody who's doing Batman these days is referring to, rather than a cool, sleek, slender Batmobile. God, take me back to the 40s and 50s when you had that, old sedan with the big bat face on it and the big fin. Oh, that was sweet. But of course, you can't do that these days because of the modern aesthetic. But you could still get away with something very reminiscent of the 66 Batmobile, just a little more modernized, or a very revved up looking, I don't know, like a Ferrari or a Maserati type thing, but sensible. I was, and I mentioned before, I was never a big fan of the Batman '89 Batmobile with the real long profile. I just thought it was kind of unmaneuverable. I think if you knocked about 4 feet off of it, it would have been better. It would have looked a little more handleable. Doesn't make sense, but Um, uh, but yeah, I'll of course always love the Batman '66 version, and some of the ones from the comics are just like really good. They were just like normal cars, but bat you know given some batitude, some fins or faces or eyes, or just to give it a little bit of that bad aesthetic. But this thing just looks like a cobbled together kit car, and it's just hideous. And it's got like the little, they show the front, it's got like these Knight Rider like lights on it, and I'm like, come on, yeah, no, don't be stealing from Knight Rider. Goes Harris, my son's got a Jason Voorhees Sackhead Funko Mini. Sweet. Yeah, I like the Sackhead Voorhees before he got the mask. That was cool. But of course, very reminiscent of the the town that dreaded midnight, the town that dreaded sundown. That was it. The bad guy in that was very reminiscent of Sackhead Jason. Very easy cosplay to do. Jeans and I think it was a plaid shirt and a sack for the head. Let's just go down. Okay, my son Jake caught a camera in his room, a shadow person with teeth and an eye. Ooh, very cool. Now, does he have this picture? And do you post it? Because I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think that'd be kind of cool to see. Age Boomer, how you doing, sir? Have I missed anybody that's kind of popped in yet? Yeah, still running 7 people, so not too many. Daniel Heron pops in. How you doing? Dark Strangers popping in. How you doing, sir? How was the Age Boomer asking, how was the Maltese Falcon stream? Sorry I missed it. You missed a great stream, sir. Great film, great stream. Had of course the professor and myself, Sound Engraver and Troy, popping in and watching this wonderful movie. Some great information, some great analysis by the professor as usual, because he teaches the book and the film the students, so he knew his stuff. Just a great film, and that's what we're going to be doing on Tuesday nights now, because there really hasn't been a lot of news, and all the news is kind of sad and contentious, and just not up to the positivity standards of the Big Al attitude. So and the professor just wanted to kind of like do something different, and he's been talking about doing analysis of older noir films and things like that. So he decided he's going to kind of change it up and do that for a while. He'll still do analysis and news and other things, and I'm sure we'll do discussion streams here and there. But for the foreseeable future, definitely we're going to see an influx of film analysis going on Tuesday night. Saturday nights is going to continue to be kind of bouncing around between me, Troy, Sound Engraver. In fact, this weekend we'll be on Nanette's channel. Nanette Pacelli. We're going to be watching They Call Me Trinity. My Name is Trinity. Oh, God, I have got to get that straight. Hold on. I'll find out. Let me look up my little rewatchy thing. I do believe it is on They Call Me Trinity. Okay, it's They Call Me Trinity. I think it's on YouTube, so it's available. But yeah, Maltese Falcon went great. Really, really loved it. Melissa Harris got an autograph from the Jet Black English dub voice actor. Pretty cool. Yeah, I got a lot of autographs of people. I love getting autographs, and I loved meeting stars. That was going to a convention. A lot of people have different things. A lot of people go for the costuming. A lot of people go for the panels, for certain things. I really went for the stars. I loved meeting my childhood heroes or the people that were on, and I loved getting autographs. And I feel sad that haven't been able to go in the past, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. It's been a long time since I've been able to go. I have been able to get the odd autograph thanks to friends. Like I was able to get Shatner. He was at a convention that I was going to go to, but then I just wasn't able to. Owen Lister, Batmobile should look sexy, in my opinion, like the one from the animated series. Yeah, I like the one in the animated series. I think it still suffered a little bit from being too long, but you can get away with that in a cartoon or an animation more than you can when you're looking at something in real life and it's reacting in the way real life physics go. But I do prefer that Batmobile. I do like that Batmobile. I think it works really well. I just they were a little shorter and not as long. I don't dig the long Batmobile thing. I like the more quicker looking one. But like I said, animation, you can get with it a little different. Talk about the male gaze. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm a male. I like to I have a gaze, and I like the gaze to look upon lovely things, and if that includes scantily clad females, that's fine. You know what else gets my male gaze going? Food porn. Come on, hot. Big juicy burger on a TV. I mean, that's what marketing's all about. Yeah, you put a hot woman on there, you want to watch the movie. You put a great looking burger or a great looking steak on TV, you want to go to the restaurant. Man, now I want a big burger. I'm having fish for dinner though. I'm having fish and macaroni and cheese and some green beans. It's a nice dinner. I think I like fish. I'm a Marylander. I like my seafood. Owen Lister, if I'm being optimistic about the new Batmobile, maybe it's the first prototype and we'll see a final Batmobile look more iconic. I hope, but right now it don't look so good. Chris P, hey, Big Al. Big Al is live. Yay. Yes, I am live. Dale Heron can't stay. Oh, I'm sorry. Out working. Yeah, that's the one bad thing about doing these in the afternoon is that you catch people at work, and it was easier the last few months where a lot of people were off, except for those who did. But for me, it's a good time. I've been really kind of pooped the last week because you guys know I do a lot of live streams. I I go on with the Fan Man. I go on with the Professor. I, I, me and Troy do Saturday night rewatches, and it, I get times when I just like at night I just need to kind of chill, and with no Fan Man tonight this evening because the Fan Man is taking a nice little family vacation to get away from some stress. There's everybody has stress, and but he promises to be back next week with a great show, possibly a rewatch, maybe a Friday Night Frights, which I'm really rooting for because I love doing the Friday Night Frights with the Fan Man. But I thought I would do this today instead of tonight, because then tonight I could just relax and kind of chill. Plus, I didn't sleep long last night. The Professor and I talked until about 2 in the morning, just about stuff and upcoming possibilities for movies and things. But I had a really, really good time. Melissa, the shadow person has an upside down cross on its head and a skull face next to my son's. Got the pick. Yikes. Catching the replay later. Thank you. Sound Engraver. The things I do for you and the Professor. I got a Facebook page. Yes. Sound Engraver is on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, remember I do have iconic Universal Monsters, iconic Batman, and Maidens and Monsters. But no pressure. I know that may not be your thing, but just saying. And of course, you can always friend me, Al Sievertson. You'll see my name floating on the Facebook page for Professor Geek. I would love to have you as a friend, and I do not post stupid political things. All my stuff is fluffy and funny, and or memorials to the passing of an actor I liked. Trying to think of what I posted last. I think it was did I change? No, I didn't. Well, I forget, but you'll see if you join. But I hope you do. Cast to Owen Lister, Melissa Jason, and Undead Zombies Before Jason Lives. Yeah, I don't know what Jason is. I think Jason's a supernatural, crazy thing. What's the Facebook page called? It's actually, and let me see if. Hold on, let me. No, that's Twitter. I don't. Why is it saying that's Twitter? It's Facebook. Darn it. For some reason, I was on Facebook and it was showing a Twitter address. I was getting ready to copy my Twitter. I'm like, that's not going to help anybody. But yeah, I'll put the address in for you, Sound Engraver, as soon as this. Okay, copy. Go back here. And as long as anybody didn't beat me to it, or that should get you there, I think. Unless it's too long to register. Or did it register? Oh, I'm still. Oh, you found it. Okay, cool. Never mind. Let me go up. Okay. Okay. Oh, something about. Okay. 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 Owen Lister, Big Al. I honestly prefer the new direction right now. It was getting rather depressing during office hours. You think? Wow, everything was a chore. I was trying to. I mean, I remember the last office hours that we did. I tried everything I could to bring in the bright and the sunny, and it just really wasn't happening because I couldn't break through the darkness of the two storm clouds that were Professor and Troy. Especially when it comes to Star Wars, I can't watch another video from any channel. Yeah, you're right. There's too much negativity about Star Wars. Yes. The sequel trilogy is not great. We know, Disney is messed up, and I'm hoping Disney learns from the mistake. But hey, you know what? They did Mandalorian. Mandalorian is an excellent show. I don't care what anybody else may say or doomsayers may say. Um, and I'm hoping they have a great season too. So there we go. Well, okay, you're talking about that. You got a John Williams LP from '57. Wow, that's kind of cool. Dark Stranger, not so great. Heard that the adaptation of anime I like for Netflix from a showrunner that will adopt woke values to please everybody. Well, that's their mistake right there. It's not going to please everybody. It's going to please less people, actually. That is that, and how Steve Trevor is now gay black Asian men. What? I haven't heard about that. So yeah, I'm going to pass by that because I have no idea what that is. So okay, Soundgraver found it. Yep, I'm catching up. Taking my time. Melissa Harris, Big Al, the creature my son took a picture of changes every time. Jake takes a pic of it, and the first time it has devil horns and white hair, and now shadow with upside down cross and eyes and teeth. Yeesh. Like I said, I'd love to see those pictures. Send them to me on Messenger. That'll be cool. Big Al's favorite thing: hot chick pouring syrup on her feet. Actually, no. Okay, if you want to get a little weird. No, I'm not gonna get that weird. No. Like you said, the foot fetish is greatly played up for entertainment value. Yes, but though I do appreciate a good foot. I truly do. But I've always said, everybody talks about like chocolate, chocolate syrup or whipped cream. I was like, man, why doesn't anybody use like queso dip? I bet that would be good. A little bit of queso. I don't know about salsa. That might get a little too watery. But get some savory stuff going on. sour cream and onion dip. Oh Lord, that's weird. You heard about Steve and Trevor from your boy Zach. So sad. I think I can hear the prof exploding for the country. Yeah, it has. Yeah. Big Al, you're Catholic. Does my son have a demon or ghost hunting in his room? I really don't know. I do not deign to know the purpose of any supernatural entity that may be floating around anywhere. Actually, it could be a ghost, or it could be something of demonic with a demonic edge to it. I wouldn't go poking it though, or doing any kind of I wouldn't bring in like a Ouija board or something like that and try to talk to it, because that'll really open up the floodgate. If things I know before. You watched Double Indemnity for the first time last night. Yeah, one of the film's possibility is Double Indemnity or The Big Sleep. Those are the two choices. Vote on the Facebook page for what you want to watch. I was lucky enough to find them both in the high seas. Big Sleep, not the best copy, and it's got some kind of weird subtitles, but it's in English and it's decent enough copy, so I'm good. I'm good for either way. Okay, okay, that's a bit to do boost Gadooby. Okay, that's where I put that. Found it. Okay, that's right. Let me. Von Cholo. In the new Wonder Woman Tempest graphic novel, they made Steve Trevor into two separate characters. Steve and Trevor. One's black, the other's Asian, and they're a married couple. Now, you see, this is the kind of stuff that makes people go insane. And it makes me wonder if they actually do it on purpose just to make people insane. They do it to get all the weird negative press and still have people buy the copies. I really think that's a big part of it. I think they just do it so they can sell stuff. On the subject of iconic Batman, in the animated series, he prefers to be a samurai than a ninja. So anyone who thinks Batman is a ninja, watch Night of the Ninja and Day of the Samurai. Cool. Yeah, I always find I'd like to think of a Batman as an enigma. He's got skills of many different disciplines, but I do think he has more the honor of a Bushido. But he can utilize ninja skills when he needs to. But I think he does have the heart of a samurai, and the heart of a knight, a regular knight. I think he's a great amalgam of many things. K Landers 988, welcome. Who is your favorite Monty Python member? Uh, uh, you you have a bias towards John Cleese. Me too. I kind of lean towards Cleese. I also like Eric Idle, and I also like Graham Chapman for his work when he did when he was King Arthur and the Holy Grail, and also he did the Life of Brian. I thought Graham Chapman was a great actor, and sadly, he was the first one to pass away. Sadly, but yeah, I do lean towards Cleese because like Fawlty Towers, and also a Fish Called Wanda, and the sequel to that. They had kind of a pseudo sequel. Wasn't really a sequel. It was kind of the same. It was the same people, the same kind of group that got together and did a film. Sound Engraver. Until I figure it out, I'll go by MJ. Oh, that's cool. Oh, MJ, that's sweet. You know, man, on Facebook, you could go by Sound Engraver. I think you could pretty much go by anything for whatever you want to call yourself. Like I said, I know people that just use an alter ego name, I believe. Or you could create a page for, I don't know how that works though. Create a page for yourself, but not actually have a personal page. Like, because you're an artist, you could probably get away with it. A site that will actually promote your music and stuff. But like I said, you can also promote your music on the Professor Geek channel and be good to go. So, yeah, I like that MJ. Get a little Spider-Man thing happening. Okay, Big Al, new Wonder Woman comic was what? Oh yeah, Steve is gay now. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. It's really annoying when they kind of totally. I mean, tearing a character into two. I mean, is it an alternate universe or something, or they just decided to like tick everybody off? I mean, is this what that what's her name? The Willow Woody who's her name? Like I said, I'm not really a comic. I'm not a comic person too much of an extent. I'm more of the movie guy. So I have no clue. Whoops. Kind of. Hold on. Okay. K-Landers, what if it's a friendly supernatural spirit? It could be. Although teeth, upside down cross, and horns, not exactly the kind of traits you would see on a friendly supernatural entity. So I'd be a little worried about that one. But there are friendly spirits. I've had experiences, but like I said, one was very much I was drug addled. in the hospital, but I truly felt I was laying there after my first surgery in 2006. I was laying there. I had the intubation tube in because the majority of my surgery I was laying on my stomach, and they intubate you because your throat might swell up for some reason if when you're in that position for a long time. And I remember having the sensation of someone holding my hand. And I remember thinking that I heard the voice of a woman who was like a second mother to me. I called her mommy number two. And she had passed away earlier that year. And I just had a feeling she was kind of there, just kind of just giving me that little extra bit of comfort. And I really found that I find that very, like I said, very comforting to know that she could have been there just to give me that little bit of peace that I needed at a time that I was very scared and very nervous, because I literally thought I was going to die if not from whatever was going on, but by my own hand. It was a dark time, and like I said, she came along and held my hand, and I kind of had an idea that I was going to be okay. Especially that I was able to make a fist with my left hand, which I was not able to do before the surgery. I could not close my left hand because the nerves in my neck were slowly getting destroyed by bone growth. And I did learn I only had 6 months to live if I hadn't had the surgery. I didn't find that out until my mother told me that that's what the doctor told me after the surgery. He said it was so bad in there that I would have died within at most 6 months because of, a lot of people have stenosis of some sort, but the doctor said mine was the worst he'd ever seen. It closed up so much that it was just pinching off my spinal cord. And like I said, the second round that I had, the one that really put me out for good from work and into disability, was in my lower back. And by then, my spinal cord had just had it. It's like a frayed electrical cord. It just, some stuff gets through. Like, I got enough I can move my leg. I've got a little bit of sensation in my toes, not a lot. But and I can't walk because compression in the back just will make everything go flat. But it's comforting to think that there are those entities out there that will come to you in a time of need, be it someone you know or someone you may have known or didn't know that was like part of your family, like a great grandfather you never knew that just kind of dropped in to, I like I said, I find that comforting. And a lot of people may not agree with that, but that's fine. That's fine. Let me see. Chris P, what's your name? What's your quest? What's your favorite color? Yeah. Blue. No, red. Oh, that's great. That's great. I've got to do Holy Grail one day. We are really starting to get distinct styles of what we watch. Of course, Professor likes the older noir stuff. I like the more pop culture stuff in the 80s and some 70s. Some classic. I go a little bit everywhere, but and Troy likes the thematic. He likes linking his films up a little bit, which is fine, which is awesome. Right now, my next movie is 20th, which is in about 2 weeks, and it's going to be called the fantasy classic. Looking forward to that. It'll probably drive you crazy, especially with the latest crap and how they're taking as a pat on the back victory agenda virtue signaling even with companies, studios, etc. about them. Yeah. I watched Dragon Slayer recently, and I thought it held up really well. I enjoyed the movie. Yeah, please tell that to the professor. He gives me guff about that movie, and I say guff because Sound Engraver's here. Otherwise, it's other stuff. Oh darn it, thing passed. Okay. Enjoyed the movie. Special effects for the dragon is awesome. I think it's the last time stop motion was used. I don't know if it was the last time. Definitely, but definitely it. I think Vermithrax Majority is one of the greatest dragons ever put on screen. And Professor disagrees. He says Dragonheart, which is a great dragon. But I like a feral dragon. I like a dragon that don't talk, who just wants to kill you. Draco is an awesome dragon. You know, voice of Sean Connery. It's a great film. I just really like Vermithrax. I dig that. But yeah, he still gives me the grief when I was able to call that on my name on my birthday a couple of years ago, and we watched it. What was the last year? Yeah, it was which I probably will do. MJ is my first two initials. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Like I said, I know you don't want to dox yourself, which is fine. Um, or like I said, if you make an artist page, I I I think if you had like an artist page, you could actually link it up to the professor page somehow, or like it becomes a sister page or something. Because I've had people asking to join pages. I honestly don't know how it works. I just go along knowing I know just enough to get by, and I kind of cut it there. Kay Landers recently watched Equilibrium, which I thought was good, and made me realize that we need more dystopian future movies where these regimes are defeated, since it seems the real world's getting more restrictive. Yeah, I haven't seen Equilibrium, but I'll need to watch that. I think dystopian future right now, it's a pretty hot topic. I watched the first episode of Snowpiercer. Didn't really catch my imagination at the time, but I've got it on my list to maybe watch when it's all done. I think it'd be a good binge series. But that's a world where it's all cold and everything. Crispy, when I was in high school, my math class had a British lady as a substitute teacher. We spent some time talking about. Sweet, sounds like me as a substitute. I would talk about all kinds of stuff. The real world's getting more restrictive. England, for instance, yeah. Well, I know, like COVID and stuff. It's becoming much more. The world's becoming a little more isolationist, which I actually support for now. I think if we'd closed borders a lot quicker, we would not be in the situation we are. But of course, certain political standpoint. You know, they no, we can't do that. Well, look what happened. That's why we should have done it. Um, um, this one grows. Okay, I don't know what that is. All, alternate universe to a discount Amanda, who's a lesbian with Cheetah. Ugh. I always liked it. I like actress they have playing her. The one who was in the original Office in the British series Office, who played Dawn, their version of Pam. I always liked her. She's also on the Netflix Sabrina series as one of the aunts. Have I seen the cartoon Danny Phantom? No, sorry, I haven't seen it. Um, I don't watch a lot of anime. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hopefully I'm back online. I don't know. This thing is crazy. My computer locked up and I couldn't get out of YouTube, so everything went kaplooey. I had to knock down the entire browser and kind of reload. So I'm back now. It says 6 people are here. Hey, Chris P. Thank you. Yeah, good to be back. Yeah, I was talking, I don't know when everything went crazy. I was talking about Etta Candy, and then everything went kaflooey. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. At one point, everything went crazy. I really think StreamYard and YouTube, when they're up at the same time, do not play well together. This is the first time that I had a catastrophic event, and it's because I had those 2 programs open at the same time. I should have followed my gut and just closed out YouTube. Auto Dread, Paragon of Positivity. Yeah, I came close, but I will say I'm very proud of myself that I did not use any curse words during that whole event. I was channeling my inner goodness, my inner positivity. So I'll get back there. I'll get back on. It's just going to take, it might take a few minutes. I kept talking because I didn't know if you could hear me or not. I didn't know if it was just YouTube or if it was StreamYard. So I just kept talking, and I was on the YouTube tab when everything went crazy. I couldn't see the chat. I was like, wait a minute, my mouse isn't working. And then I saw the blue circle of death on the face on the YouTube vid. And I was like, oh no. And everything went crazy. Yes, I had technical difficulties, Professor. I had YouTube and StreamYard at the same time on. I knew better, but I tried it anyway since I was watching a movie, and it all exploded in my face. So I'm covered right now with YouTube and StreamYard cooties because it blew up in my face. So yeah. Yeah, the last thing we were talking about was just the god awful the god awful thing about Wonder Woman. Okay, going up here, I'm checking out. I started cutting out when we were talking about Dragon Slayer. So yeah. That seems to be where I was cutting out. But yes, Dragon Slayer, the movie, I still catch grief from the Professor because I dared to watch it during a rewatch, and he's just not sophisticated enough to appreciate it. I'm sorry. Someone mentioned Reign of Fire. Yes, I have seen Reign of Fire. I liked Reign of Fire. I thought it was pretty good. I just thought it was a little too much. I don't know, just a bit much. Let me see. So let me just see if I can catch up on anything here before I just give up and go back down and just start all over again here. There's a, yeah, I like, yeah, like I said, I don't know how long I was out. But yeah, it was having that other stream moment. It had to be it. DR, I'm late and Al is missing. Yeah, oh my Lord, I was out for a while before I realized it. Yeah, like I said, yeah, it just everything started to go kaflooey. It just blew up my face. Um, let's see. Yeah, professors here. Did the power of Christ compel your PC? Nah, just knocked it. I just xed out of of the. I just had to reopen a browser and just get back on StreamYard. Thankfully, everything was still open. Honor Dread, yeah, Dragonheart with Sean Connery. I like Dragonheart. Great dragon, but still, I like I said, I like my dragons kind of mean and evil and very more feral rather than sophisticated and intelligent. That's just me though. Um, Dark Stranger, did I hear about Wonder Woman? Yeah. All heard about that Wonder Woman. That makes absolutely no sense. Steve and Trevor. If that's that wee Willow Winky woman or whatever her name is, she needs to be fired and fired now. um, yeah, Melissa Harris is sick of DC going all woke with the Harley Quinn TV show. And Ivy are not lesbians; they are sisterly gal pals. Yeah, just yeah, just they. I don't know why they think it works. It doesn't. I mean, they say, well, comics aren't for kids anymore. Well, you know what? But kids going to read it. They're going to get around to reading it, and they don't need to be reading stuff. They should be reading stuff with a good message, with a hero who comes through in the end. Especially the books like a Superman and a Batman and Wonder Woman, Captain America. Those are the heroes that cannot be sullied, and that's what's been going on. Is that they're the ones who have been given the honor of writing the stories are just messing it up. Let me see, where am I at here now? Skyrim has my favorite type of dragon. It's basically Dragon Slayer, the game. Oh, cool. Never played Skyrim. I've heard of it, just don't really know it. Uh, Big Apps said, How to Train Your Dragon is my personal favorite dragon movie. I've never seen those. Um, I really need to. I really need to like watch that one day. Big Up Present, what's the Wonder Woman news? Is this the movie? No, I believe someone says this is what's going on in the comic right now. That Steve and Trevor are now two characters, one black, one Asian, and they're a couple. Which is stupid beyond all reason. Professor Geek, I like my dragons like Fan likes his vampires. A little bit. I'm not overly crazy about dragons, but I like a good dragon. I like a good kaiju. I like a good big giant robot. Just some of the things that are good in life. It's like, what is good in life? To watch a dragon, to see the big giant robot fight the kaiju, and to eat a corn dog. Oh Lord, I'm gonna catch grief for that. Okay, Crispy. Okay, yeah, I pretty much got caught up. Wow, except for all the stuff I missed when I was away. Yeah, Oda Lister, great Vikings riding on dragons, a favorite family film of mine. Yeah, it looks cute. I just have never the opportunity's never presented itself. I'll say that, and for me, watching a movie is not just. For me, the stars have to align to start watching something. Like, like suddenly a bolt of light from heaven hits me in the forehead, and I click on whatever movie I've finally gotten around to watch. That's what happened to Maltese Falcon. It's what happened with Casablanca when I finally watched that for the first time, like in the past few years. It just like ding, it just was the right time for me to watch it. And I'm kind of glad I waited because it really was good. It really was good. Kay Landers, Big Al, do I believe in Bigfoot or am I on the fence? I believe in Bigfoot. I will believe in Bigfoot until I have 100% definitive proof that there absolutely cannot possibly be a creature like that. And I don't see that happening. So I will continue to believe. I'm like Fox Mulder that way. I want to believe. I want to believe. I do believe. I will believe. The world is better to have a Bigfoot in it. The world is better with UFOs flying around. The world is better with Loch Ness Monster. The world is better with a Mothman. Well, except for some of the bad stuff that can happen. But it makes the world more interesting, and that's what it is. How boring the world would be without the mystery of cryptids and intelligence on other planets and ghosts and the supernatural. Like I said, it would be a very boring existence if we didn't have them. We would have to make them up for our own sanity. Do I believe in Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster? I believe there was something there. Whether it's still there or not, I don't know. But I think that someone saw something, and there's just enough possibility to not rule it out. I think I do believe that there are creatures in the world's oceans and lakes that we have not come across yet. And especially in the deep, deep depths, there are creatures down there we have never heard of or possibly even thought of. And that's exciting to me. I love it when they show some new creature, and the thing is, they're discovering new creatures all the time. I mean, even big ones like the size of like antelope and things like that they never knew existed. They found something in Vietnam, like, I mean, it's been a while now, but fairly recently, some kind of like antelope type creature with its nose on the top of its head. It's really weird, but it is there. The Mothman is spooky. Yeah, Mothman is spooky. Mothman definitely has very ill omen. And like I said, it's almost like a banshee. It's become like that. It brings ill omen, and it's kind of a terrifying presence to pop up. Always, besides, it's supposed to be a precursor to something terrible, like the bridge collapse in, was it Point Pleasant? I think it's Point Pleasant, and but yeah, it's kind of spooky. Let me see. Okay, I did that one. What if I was face to face with Bigfoot? Are you going to tell everyone or just your closest friends and family members? I will say this. One, it depends on how that experience went. Did I make it out relatively unscathed? I might keep it to myself for a while. If I had evidence of it, like a picture or video, I might show closest friends initially. And after that, I might go to the quote unquote experts, like at BFRO, the Bigfoot Research Organization, those guys, and go, here's what happened. Here's my evidence. Just letting you know. I don't know if I'd want the entire world to know that I saw a Bigfoot. Um, but I would love to see a Bigfoot. I would love to see a Bigfoot from a relatively safe distance. I would like to think of a Bigfoot having the attitude of an orangutan. Um, kind of friendly in nature, but really just want to be very solitary and left alone. Um, the female will have a child, and it's raising the child, and the big guy, the big patriarch of the family, kind of keeps eye out for intruders into their area. But orangutans have generally more of a relaxed attitude than some of the other ones. I think Bigfoot is a rare breed of giant ape. So do I. I think it is the American great ape. Might be a little more advanced, but if you look, if you look at the gorilla, the gorilla was basically a Bigfoot that no one knew about until they found it, because everybody had talked about this weird man-type creature that, was in the forest, and boom, they found the gorilla. So who knows? Maybe ours is just a smarter breed. Professor Bigfoot's a myth, like good Picard episodes and Hallmark movies that make you think. Professor, always poking the beast, wanting to get me all upset. He loves teasing me. Hallmark movies do make me think. They make me think, God, how hot is that actress? I'm just kidding around. Tell the professor it's a strange world we live in. It is, and I'm glad it is. He's certainly not a plesiosaur, because those need to come up to breathe air. Possibly, yeah. Some say it could be an oarfish, which is this big flat ribbon of a creature that could get pretty darn big. If it is a plesiosaur or something like a plesiosaur, it could be. There are creatures that are like a mosasaur. There's a bunch of those saurs, that in the oceans that could be a possibility to be Nessie. And like I said, Loch Ness is very big, very deep. So something can hide down there if it doesn't need to come up. But I don't know. I think Bigfoot's more likely than Nessie. But I do believe, like I said, in ocean and lake creatures that are unknown or of such gigantic size that they push the realm of what we think is the normal growth of certain creatures. Dark Stranger, random question. Which type of weapon sounds more appealing to you? Sword, hammer, axe, spear, bow, and arrow. All of the above. No. I'm not a hammer guy. I like a good sword. I do like a good axe. Spear, under the right situation. Bow and arrow is pretty cool as well. But I think between sword and axe, I think are my favorites as far as what I'd like to do. My style of fighting, though, when I fought in medieval times, in my medieval group, I should say, kind of in the medieval times, not that old, close, but not that old, was something called a glaive or a poleaxe. It was a weapon about a little, it's over 6 foot. It had a long, solid blade that I could slash and thrust with. So that's good for, which kind of has the spear element, but the spear is so, if they get around the tip, you're dead, and you can't really pull it back much. The glaive I used to use, I could pull it back right into me and still get a good kill in. So if Nessie exists, it has to be something else. Well, it might be. Professor Geek, there's more of a chance of Bigfoot existing than Ted Didier making it a good Superman story. Oh, that is so good. Yeah, when listener sees me as an axe guy, I like an axe. I truly do. I have a Viking axe, which is really nice. I have a small throwing slash. It's really a throwing axe, but I could use it one handed if I had to. That thing, I actually have wounds from battles from actual medieval weaponry. I got a scar above my nose from a sword that I got nicked by in a battle, and I once fell during a battle recreation. I fell with with my belt axe that stuck me right in the side. I drove the handle into the ground and fell right on the head of the axe, and that hurt, man. I had a big bruise on the side. Um, Big Al, will you ever do any Hammer horror films? Yeah, we did the one, the Fan Man and I believe the Fan Man. That's really a Fan Man kind of zone to do the Hammer films, but I'm sure we're gonna do some. There are so many good ones. I definitely want to do Captain Cronus, the Vampire Hunter, maybe one day for a little fun. That's one of my favorites. But we did Horror of Dracula last Halloween, and I'm sure this Halloween, with the more rewatches going on, I think it's cool. We'll get more horror films in. I definitely want to do a few. Not quite sure yet, though, but I really hope to do the classic Dracula, classic Frankenstein, um, some of those, and some Hammer ones. I actually need to see more of the Hammer ones myself. Spears are more for the battlefield. The sword is more of a backup. You're right. Yeah, most of the time the sword was a backup weapon, where an axe or even the big, even like I said, a hammer, but not the kind of hammer you might think of, but a war hammer, which is kind of in the same zone as an axe, but instead of a slicing blade, it's just a crushing head. You can see me as the berserker at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, I never got to play the berserker at Stamford Bridge. That was always one of the like high up in the organization Buckety Bucks got to do that role. Excalibur is your favorite sword, and the swords from Highlander. Yeah, I actually have the sword. I have Duncan's sword from the television show. I have a replica of that. I wouldn't mind a replica of Connor, and I like Duncan's original sword, but it just isn't conducive to real fighting. It's more of just for show. But I do like the ivory handle katanas. I do like those. I do have one. Honor Dread sees me as Gimli from Lord of the Rings. You betcha. Gimli's my favorite character, and if I were a character, that's the one I would want to play. Yeah, Melissa, you mentioned Excalibur. I finally got the film, so I'm definitely going to put that on the rewatch, kind of the sooner than later rewatch list. But I do love the Excalibur in that film. They say it wasn't, but it's definitely was. Some guy developed a sword that was called the Discerner. And if you look at it, it looks exactly like the sword that was used in Excalibur. Same kind of hilt, same kind of pommel, same kind of crossguard. It's all there. So they can't say that they used it. But it's a very generic sword, and I will say I do appreciate that. I like the swords that were used in Robin of Sherwood, especially like the second series on where it was called Albion, and it was one of the seven swords of Wayland. I like that sword a lot too. If you go into my videos, I actually have a video talking about some of my favorite swords and weapons from TV shows and movies and stuff. Would you ever watch Lord of the Rings? Definitely going to watch Lord of the Rings. Professor is going to make sure we watch Lord of the Rings, probably after we read the book. So it's probably going to be a while before we get around to it. Of course, we've already watched The Hobbit because we read The Hobbit and we watched the cartoon version, but we haven't watched the live action ones yet. I'd like maybe we'll do the Bakshi version, the Lord of the Rings Bakshi version. If you haven't seen it, it's really weird. It uses that odd, weird late 70s rotoscoping stuff. Yeah, time-wise, yeah, Lord of the Rings would really have to be split into many viewings. Well, I think we could do one film at a time. We did Ben-Hur that one Saturday night, and Ben-Hur's 3.5 hours long. Kayla, my first Highlander movie was Endgame, and I liked it. I know it's not the most beloved, but it was the first, so I have some affection for it. And the scene where Duncan had to kill Connor was sad. Yeah, well, first of all, spoilers. Yeah, I liked Endgame. Of course, much better than Highlander 2, and much better than Highlander 3. Highlander 3 also much better than 2. Highlander 2 should be ignored. All copies should be burned and buried somewhere where no one can ever find it and cannot harm humanity anymore. But I liked Endgame, and Highlander 3 is great because they use the music of Lorena McKennitt, so I do appreciate that. Owen Lister likes Zorro's sword from Mask of Zorro. Yeah, I like a good rapier. I think they're good. Donnie Yen is always for a win. Melissa Harris, my favorite sword also is the flaming sword Azrael from Batman uses. Okay, I don't know what. But yeah, as far as flaming sword, that was my group was the Order of St. Michael, and our symbol was a flaming sword, which is the flaming sword that keeps humans, that was said to be the sword of St. Michael to keep humans from entering the Garden of Eden ever again, and did show up in what was it? Good Omens. Was it Good Omens? The one with the two, the angel and the devil who are friends. That's on Amazon. Good show, by the way. If anyone gets around to watching it, it's a good show. Sci-Fi is airing Xena. Yeah, I'm glad Xena's back on. I like that. I wish they'd bring back Hercules too. Do I like Narsil or Anduril, Aragorn's sword? It's a very hefty long sword. Yeah, it's definitely a two-hander. It's a bastard sword that they would call. It can be wielded one-handed, but really it's better off for two. Hand and a half, or the bastard, as I that's how I know it anyway. Remember, what you remember Vigo doing what? Constantly carrying it everywhere in New Zealand. The cops arrested him to do that. Yeah, he did it because he wanted to look like a guy who carried a sword all the time. That's one of the things you can tell when a guy is used to carrying a sword or not. And I think they did some smart stuff in that film. Like I said, especially him, because he's a method actor anyway, I believe, is you wearing your outfit and you get used to having that sword at your side so that it becomes a part of you. And I think that really enhances the performance because you look like a guy who's used to carrying a sword. So Highlander 2 isn't canon. Not in my book, buddy. Highlander 2 is worse than Star Trek 5 in my book. Highlander 2 is horrible, horrible film to me. It just totally wrecked the entire first movie. Henceforth, I ignore it. Um, um, DRY says, you think Melissa Harris means Azrael? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Azrael was the angel that in Good Omens, but it's actually the flaming sword is I think associated with Michael and a lot of the medieval stuff. So that became our symbol as a flaming sword, and I in fact I was messing around with my heraldry last night. I wasn't doing the one with the flaming sword, but I was doing my personal one, which is a shield in half. It's cut in half side to side, so it's was it perpale? Is that what it's called? Perpale? But it's red on, if you're looking at it, it's red on the left if as you look at it, or if you're holding it, it's red on the right. And then on the other side, it's white, and on the white there's three stag's heads look towards the red, and I kind of based it off of my mother's side of the family's coat of arms, which is a white shield with a red chevron and three bucks that are couchant or laid down, like two at the top and then one below the chevron. And I kind of took the pieces and the coloring and revamped it to my own thing, to my own design. Yeah, Vigo was perfect for that role. Why do they call it a bastard sword? Because it looks like the bastard child of a long sword one-hander and a two-hander. So it's like a bastard version. So yeah, I think that's where it comes from. Not 100% on that, but that's how I always kind of read into it. Red sword Blackfire from Game of Thrones. I don't know about I don't know Blackfire. Not a big fan. The only weapon from Game of Thrones series I liked was Arya's needle, because I do like a good stabby pokey weapon sometimes. It's kind of like a rapier, a nice heavy rapier. Vigo was perfect for the role. I think choices they made Lord of the Rings were great. Minimal use of CGI, Weta Workshops, New Zealand as the world. Great score. Yeah, Lord of the Rings is probably the most perfect films, all three of them ever done. But it's the most perfect trilogy, definitely. I know a lot of people go, well, what about Star Wars? Man, put me on. That's a tough call, but I would have to just tweak it to Lord of the Rings because of maybe a few calls in return. And I'm talking minutia. This is nothing against Return of the Jedi is like a 9.999, but I'm just full tens on the others on Lord of the Rings. I might catch crap for that, but I don't care. And you're right, great score. The Weta Workshop was perfect. Great weapons designs. The cast impeccable. They could not have cast that film better at all. Literally everybody embodied it. And it's kind of weird thinking that Vigo almost was not in that film. They almost went with Stuart Townsend. And Stuart Townsend, to his credit, filmed a couple scenes and said, I'm not right for this role. To his credit. I got to give him, I'll give it up for him for that. Yeah, that trilogy was lightning in a bottle. That's one of those things they should never, ever try to redo it. Cameron, that's blasphemy, heresy. It's not heresy to say that. It is just simply sometimes you just catch perfection. And to me, that was perfection. And Star Wars is about perfect too. But there's just a couple things that you could knock Jedi for. Return of the Jedi. Just basically. Like Boba Fett being woefully underused and being thrown in the Starlight Pit. I just thought that was a misuse of that character. That alone tosses gives it that 0.000001 deduction. But really, nothing more than that. I'm talking photo finish, and you'd have to look at maybe a mole on the nose of the horse making the difference at the finish line. Perfect trilogies, you'd put Toy Story up there, but they cheated as they made a fourth one, which I enjoy. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's not a trilogy. It's a quadrilogy. Is that what they call it? Something like that. It was Sword of the Targaryen Kings. It didn't make an appearance in the show, but it was a bastard sword made of Valyrian steel. Sweet. I know you're joking. Fan of the prequels? It's prequels and the sequels. The sequels? No. Like I said, I found good things in the sequel films, but no, the sequel films will never have the resonance of the original trilogy, especially, and not even of the prequel trilogy. I will say, the prequel trilogy just had a lot of issues. I'll put Revenge of the Sith was great. That was a fantastic film. The first two just had a lot of issues for me, but it was a much better trilogy than the sequels. The sequels were just all over the place. I thought Force Awakens was a good film. Last Jedi had some moments, but it dropped the ball horribly, and I'll say that. I never hold that it was a great moment in filmmaking. It's not. They made horrible choices, but cinematically it had some good points. There was some good cinematography, some good special effects, some good fighting. There was that. Rise of Skywalker, all over the frickin' place. They tried to stuff in 3 movies worth of content into one, and it you're not going to get anything good there. By the Honor of Grayskull. You want to get more into the EU? Yeah, I do too. I'm kind of digging. I'm digging what we're doing. Reading. I'm going to miss the Thrawn trilogy when we're finished with it. Wow, I'm at an hour and a half here. Oh, neat. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it, except for that little disappearance I did in the middle there. Yeah, the scene with Obi-Wan and Padme is good. Yeah, good drama and a great score. Yeah, I just never bought the chemistry between Anakin and Padme. And that's just the actors just didn't have that kind of chemistry I thought they needed. You think the prequels are great, but not masterpieces? Yeah, definitely not masterpieces. I'll give greatness to the third one, but the other ones, yeah. And the first one I really hated because of Jar Jar, and I really hated the battle between the droid army and the Gungans. I just thought that was it just didn't look right to me. They relied too heavily on CGI. Robot Chicken. I haven't seen Robot Chicken in a long time. A good tragedy, in my opinion, with an uplifting ending. Yeah, they did. you knew what was coming. I was watching. There's this girl on YouTube that was rewatching, well, not rewatching, watching the Star Wars films for the first time. She started with episode 1. If only she had someone to tell her not to do that. You have to start with 4, 5, and 6 because then the cool stuff from the prequels then make more sense. I mean, that moment in Empire where, no, I am your father, that does not have the emotional crush that it does when you know he is the father. So sad. Poor girl, poor deluded girl. Suggest watching Anomaly Inc.'s Revenge of the Prequels, where he debunks poor arguments against the prequels, at least from a different perspective. Oh, I'm not doubting that a lot of people really like those films, and they could. I'm just saying they weren't my cup of tea. Don't have, no need to worry about that. You're indifferent to Jar Jar? Yeah, I hate Jar Jar. If you enjoy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy, read the Hand of Thrawn duology and read Survivor's Quest, which is about Luke and Mara as a young married couple exploring outbound flight. Oh, that's so sweet. I might have to do that. I'm digging Luke and Mara. I kind of like that relationship. Let's hear it. Yeah, Twilight is. Yeah, I'm not going to use that word. Yeah, Twilight. Yeah, Twilight. That's a waste. I don't even. I've never seen them. Don't need to. Don't want to. They could disappear. But yeah, Dracula and Wolfman. That's what we need. More of those. I do have the new 2010 Wolfman, the one with Benicio del Toro. I'm thinking about giving that a shot. Professor says it's not as good as the original, but it has its points. So I'm good with that. We'll see what happens. I'll see. You know me. I see goodness in the oddest places. Yeah, the droid Gungan battle was worse. Tactic. Yeah, the whole thing is just a mess. Just the way it looks. You always start with 1, 2, and 3, then 4, 5, and 6. Suck it. Well, no, you're wrong. I don't care. I don't care what you ask me to do. This is not the way to do it. I'm a purist. I was born with 4, 5, and 6 first. Big Al, what is best in life? Let me do a little Conan moment. What is best in life? To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of the women. One of the greatest lines in movies. Doesn't get nearly the dap it needs. I remember my friends in college showing something in the movies chronologically, and she was still stunned when Vader was Luke's father. That's because she's stupid. You don't know. If you've seen the first 3 and you didn't know, how dumb can you be not knowing that Vader tells Luke he's his father? Blumhouse plans to ruin the Wolfman. It won't work without Lon Chaney. It can work. It's just not going to be as good. The original Wolfman stands alone among greatness. I don't ask for anything to be perfect anymore. I just ask for it to be entertaining and not to be against, not to be like stupid. Luke and Mara have a relationship similar to Lois and Clark. Agree to disagree. That's fine. That's what the world's all about. We can agree to disagree. No one needs, like I said, no one needs to have bad feelings or anyone. I don't consider anyone less because they don't like Star Wars or they don't like Star Trek, Professor Geek. I don't hold it against anyone if they are not a fan of something. That's everyone's right to do that. We should do Arnold rewatch. I do want to do I want to do both of those films, Commando and Predator. And yes, we do need to do T2 soon because we did Terminator a few months ago. Can't remember exactly when, but yeah, we did it. I definitely need. We definitely need to get to T2 in there. Lon Chaney's the man of 1,000 faces. Yes, but not Lon Chaney Jr. Lon Chaney Jr. was also good, but his father. If you were really, oh, excuse me, sorry about that. I couldn't find the mute button. Lon Chaney Jr.'s father, his work. Oh my lord, how he disappeared into roles. London After Midnight, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Phantom of the Opera. So many. Oh my, he was a master of disappearing, and he had a physicality. If you just look at the stuff physically he did in Hunchback of Notre Dame, it's astounding. And it's so sad we lost him at such a young age. He had so much more left to him. Yeah, but Lon Jr. was good. He learned a lot, but by that time it was really Jack Pierce, who had done the makeup, who basically created Frankenstein's monster, the Bride of Frankenstein, and Wolfman, and he did the first werewolf, which is Werewolf in London. Henry Hull, who never gets enough credit for being that werewolf. But yeah, Jack and the Mummy. Jack Pierce did the Mummy as well, and he was a master of makeup at the time. But when Lon Chaney was working, actors usually had to do the makeup themselves. So I got to give him a lot of credit to him. Commando is a type of what's a better werewolf design? Wolfman werewolf or Van Helsing werewolf? I haven't seen one at Van Helsing, shockingly. But I would put a Wolfman werewolf up against any werewolf, because that's a true. And you remember, that's the man, not a werewolf. It's a little different. I can see a werewolf, to me, is more like American Werewolf in London, where the guy literally turns into a weird wolf looking thing, whereas Wolfman is still a man with wolf features, if that makes sense at all. Let me take a sip here. I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to get off here soon, but not just right yet. Yeah, the Phantom's face. What a wonderful, wonderful piece Phantom of the Opera is. I love, like I said, doing iconic Universal monsters. Really, you really get. I mean, you have to do it. You have to have an appreciation for it anyway. But when you do a page for it and you really delve into trivia and like all kinds of different pictures and stories and stuff, really does give you that appreciation. I'd say if you ever have something you really like and you want to do a fan page on, do a fan page on it and then really put your all into it, because you'll really learn an appreciation for it. A little bit back to the mysterious creatures possibly existing. Oh, okay. What about mermaids? I find it interesting, but I'm on the fence due to the fact that we haven't explored 95% of the ocean. True. Possible? Sure. I'll give anything. I will say anything's possible. I do like I think it was Animal Planet. Was the Animal Planet that did that mermaids, the body found kind of show, which of course was all false. It was all for entertainment. But I like the concept of there being one. I honestly don't. If I had to put money on it, if I had $100 to put on it, I would put 90 against 5-4, and I'd pocket 5. Hey, AL pops up. Better late than never. I was almost getting ready to get out of here, but I still got a little bit left in me. But yeah, I'd love to see a mermaid truly exist. Uh, I'd love to see any mythical creature exist. Unicorns, fairies. Um, I love the fairy world, the world of Fae. Like in Legend, I would love to. I would love a world like Legend to exist. Although maybe without the evil floating around all over the place, but like the bright, shiny part of Legend. The fairies floating around and the beautiful flowers and stuff like that. I would love that. Uh, a man found a mermaid buried and buried her in an unmarked grave. Well, that needs to be examined, I would think. It was also on on Discovery. I never saw it, but apparently that release was different. There were two of them. They did one, and then they did like one with more stuff. And they might have done, and like I said, there may be a whole different one too. Uh, mermaids are popular. There's going to be more than one. Just like Bigfoot, they had Finding Bigfoot. Then there's another Bigfoot series that's been on. Can't think of it. The Search for Bigfoot. There's tons of Bigfoot series, um, which are fun, which are a lot of fun. I prefer a good movie. I always loved the documentaries from the '70s, '60s, and '70s. UFOs, mysterious monsters, things like that. And yes, I love Legend. I can't do the voice. The voice is shot right now. I've had my AC on for a few days, so my voice is shot. I would like a forest in the Troll film. Yeah, I would love to have Julia Louis-Dreyfus dancing around as a little dryad. She's so cute in that film. I swear. Definitely going to do Troll 2 rewatch one day. Definitely going to happen. There's a lot of films that are going to happen. Just got to bear with us. Definitely want to do Troll and Troll 2. I don't know if we'll do them the same night. And I've never seen Troll 2. I need to watch Troll 2 first. Maybe. Or I might just gut it and just watch it for the first time. Possible creative hoax. Yeah, people are always hoaxing things. Van Helsing werewolves are more in the line of the American Werewolf in London, with a more superhero flair. It was, like I said, I haven't seen Van Helsing. That's on my list. In fact, I need to I'll look it up and probably download it. I was downloading a couple of, I downloaded Big Sleep. Like I said, Professor Geek Tuesday night's going to be doing another noir rewatch. You guys get to vote Big Sleep or Double Indemnity. It's on the Professor Geek Facebook page. So go to Facebook. If you're not a part of Facebook, make yourself a thing. You can privatize it and never get bugged. You don't need to check out your timeline. Just stay on your main page. You never have to see what Facebook wants you to see. People get upset because they just do it and go to it and go through it. You don't have to worry about that. You do it to yourself. Yeah, Ale loves Legend too. Yeah, God, I love that movie. I love that movie. Music, from the music, design, and I'm not a big Tom Hanks fan. I mean, not Tom Cruise. God, Tom Hanks. That'd be funny to have him in there. But yeah, I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but that's my favorite Tom Cruise movie. Yeah, if anybody pressed me, I mean, even beyond that, Top Gun and all those things, I would pick Legend above all of them. They're eating her. Oh my God, they're going to eat me. Oh my God. Didn't have a hide. Oh man, this thing goes. This was real. It was back in the 1800s. Yeah, possibly. 3 words. Hugh Jackman werewolf. Yeah. Oh no, I know the movie, and I've seen parts of it. I just nothing recall. The only time I ever had a chance to watch it was like the last day of school. The teacher brought it in to show the kids that were dumb enough to show up on the last day of school, because there's nothing to do except clean up the classroom. So he just put on Van Helsing. It was actually approved by the school at the time, and so we were watching it. But I didn't watch it because I had cleaning up to do. Oh man, oh god, oh man. Yeah, I'm not associated with that movie. It's one of the most bizarre line reads in movie history. Blonde hair and the body of a fish tail. Well, there was the Fiji mermaid too, which of course is a fake. It's a monkey tied, surgically connected to a fish. I can't get past Scientology thing with Tom Cruise. I just ignore it. I don't. He doesn't need. I if I'm watching his film, as long as his film has nothing to do with Scientology, I don't worry that Tom Cruise is a Scientologist. Just like I'm sure he doesn't care if I'm a Catholic. So it really doesn't bug me. Tough guys don't dance. That sounds familiar. Do I have the link? Oh, that's Melissa. Oh, sorry, that's from Melissa. Okay. Legend is the only movie that I can stand Tom Cruise in. Yeah, pretty much. I a he's I could tolerate him most of the time. But Legend is the one film I actually like get past the fact that he's Tom Cruise. Just like I'm not a big Leonardo DiCaprio fan, but I really enjoy the movie Catch Me If You Can, with Tom, well, actually Tom Hanks in this case, when he's playing the guy who's making fraudulent checks all over the place. Good movie, but I will say I also liked Wolf of Wall Street. So, is Wolf of Wall Street? Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. Um, the guy's grandson said it was real. His house built over it. Okay. Big Al. The tone of Van Helsing movie is basically like the MCU, but a little darker. Yeah, I mean, I get, like I said, I kind of get the idea of it. I just haven't sat down to watch the whole thing. Alien versus Predator, who wins? It certainly wasn't the audience. Depends on how many aliens versus how many predators. One on one, I think the Predator would take it. Ultimately, like say if you had the battle 10 times, I think the Predator might take it 7 or 8 times, and the Alien maybe one or two or three maybe. Agree on Catch Me If You Can. Good movie. Yeah, it's just a good fun movie. It's one of the few movies. For some reason, I actually went to go see it in the movie theater. For some reason, I don't even remember why I went to go see it. I just think because it was there and nothing else was there, and I wanted to see a movie. Um, like Last Samurai, but that was actually a French guy. But yeah, I never saw Last Samurai. Uh, to French man dug up buried her grave. So big I says, aren't the predators technically aliens too? Yeah, sure they are. But we know them as predators. We know the aliens as well. Actually, it's xenomorphs, but because they xenomorph more versus predator, but they had to use the franchise name to really make people do what they were talking about. I remember seeing Predator for the first time and just absolutely loving that movie. That was a great film. I love just how tough all the guys were. I ain't got time to bleed. I remember watching that's something else. Okay. I watched Catch Me If You Can instead of Gangs of New York. Yeah, I've seen both. Actually, Gangs of New York is pretty good. I enjoy it a little too. I don't know, gritty, but not in the gritty way that most people might think of, where it says dark and gritty. Just I don't know. I don't know what it was about. Gangs of New York. Great, it's a good movie. Just not one I need to see again. I watched it, glad I saw it, enjoyed it, but I was like, I'm one and done. It's a one and done movie. Whereas like Catch Me If You Can, I could watch that if it were on tonight and there was nothing on. I could watch that and have a fine time and enjoy it. Just like I said, a lot of films have good multiple watchability for me. Twister is a big one. Apollo 13, Catch Me If You Can is up there. Pacific Rim has become that. There are a lot of films like that. No matter where I catch it in the middle of the film, I'll watch it. So, yeah, um, yeah, getting almost to 2 hours here. I'm going to start to wrap it up. I'll let you guys know what's coming up. Like I said, tonight, to the best of my knowledge, no Fan Man tonight. Now, he did say if he had a weird feeling and felt it, he might broadcast from the beach, but don't bet on it. But you never know. You never know. If you see it, if you see an announcement pop up, hopefully, we'll see him and me, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Tomorrow night we are watching They Call Me Trinity. They Call Me Trinity? Is it They Call Me Trinity? I think it's They Call Me Trinity. They Call Me Trinity. Hey, I got it right. They Call Me Trinity on Nanette's channel, Nanette Pacelli. So if you don't follow Nanette on YouTube, please do. I'm not bringing up YouTube right now because it already yelled at me today once. But definitely just go to YouTube, type in Nanette Pacelli, should take you right to it. And join us tomorrow night for Spaghetti Western, one of her favorites, which is why it's why we're doing it on her channel. She loves the movie. And Nothing Sunday, Monday night, Sound Engraver will have her show. Somewhere around the 9 to 10 range, depending on how her day goes. Tuesday, we are going to be watching either Double Indemnity or what was the other one? The Big Sleep with Humphrey Bogart. So go to Professor Geek Facebook page, vote on your preference. I'm not going to say who I voted for, although you can tell if you go there. I think you can tell who voted for it. And of course, next Thursday will be the next installment, the last installment of the Thrawn trilogy, Last Command, the final book, the final adventure with Thrawn and Pelion and the folks in this trilogy anyway. So we're going to be finishing up the Thrawn trilogy. We'll be talking about chapters 25, which we didn't get to last night because YouTube is messing with the professor. And it's going to be 25 to the end. So we're going to be doing that. Stay tuned. We'll definitely have more information about other rewatches to come. Like June 13th, we're going to be doing Charade on Sound Engraver's channel. June 20th on my channel will be Clash of the Titans from 1981. And then the following week, there's going to be a Hitchcock thing going on, but there's some things that may get a little twisted around. Haven't fully finalized it yet, but we'll announce it. But that's well out, but just give you a heads up. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Still, I know everybody's out and about floating around, thinking that COVID is no longer because everybody's now upset with the police. Don't believe it. Please stay safe, wear your mask, clean your hands, keep away from people, and just be safe. I know people are starting to get back to work. Just use your best judgment. We need to be safe for a while until we're 100% behind us and we have a vaccine that works for everyone. I hope everyone has a wonderful Friday evening. And like I said, next time I should see you is tomorrow night with They Call Me Trinity. Everyone, please take care. God bless and enjoy. And thank you for joining me. I feel blessed. And I'm so sorry about that big glitch in the middle. What a nightmare. I need me a corn dog and a foot to rub. Bye, guys.